Hey fellow gamers, it's Cozy Mel with Byron Lance Gaming, and I'm here with a PALIA video for you. We had an announcement today that there will be a patch on Tuesday, November 4th, just as we suspected. I'd been predicting for the past month that I thought it would be the 4th or 5th, so we got it right the first time. Okay, so let's see what S6 has to say in their announcement. Howdy, Palians! Happily Ever After begins with a harvest. As autumn's golden glow settles over Kilima Village, homes fill with the warmth, gratitude, and a touch of fairy tale magic. Bring the harvest home with decorative crops and fairy tale inspired walls and floors. Bounty Donation Drive Bundle is here on the bulletin board. Fresh, earnable fall hair and makeup options bring cozy colors and crisp new cuts. Sit pretty with friends on new interactable benches in Kilima Village. Join the new community event, the Great Palian Potluck. And in the premium store, Rapunzel, wool mailbox, mimic sales bin, an enchanting landscape, and your loyal Ormuu friend, and more. Thank you all, S6. Okay, so we can break that down just a little bit. So coming on November 4th, it is the Fall Fantasy Home for the Harvest patch. And they are somehow combining fairy tales and harvest time, which is a fairy tale in itself, but you know, harvest is a lot of work. So I guess maybe fairy tales make you happy while you're doing all the harvesting work in the fall. They are giving decorative crops. So these decorative crops will be able to be placed on, say, your pretend want a fake garden. You could do that. You could put them on the roof of your fairy tale, Kamala inspired cottages. I think that's what they're showing in the video. And then they didn't really show what the fairy tale inspired walls and floors are going to look like or how we will earn them or get them. So we'll find that out on Tuesday. The Bounty Donation Drive Bundle is going to be what is next on the bulletin board. So since this is fall harvest, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this means things you grow in your garden. So possibly we'll have to donate hundreds of vegetables and fruits from our gardens. Maybe even things that you harvest when you're running around in the world, like, spice sprouts and garlic too. But for sure, everything we grow in our garden will probably come into play. So maybe over the next 3 or 4 days, you could fill your gardens up if you're not gardening, or if you had a stash built up of all kinds of fruits and vegetables from your garden, like say your chest had 50 apples and 50 carrots and, all that stuff in it. It's possible that during the jamboree, you might have put all those fruits and vegetables in your chest into the preserve jars and turned them into jam. If you did, then next week when all of a sudden they want you to donate 50 carrots and 25 onions and 75 potatoes or whatever, you might not have any in your boxes anymore because you jamboreed them. What a devious plan. You'll have to spend a lot of time in PALIA gardening. No, I'm just kidding, but that's what it's going to happen to me. So I already planted some new stuff. Okay, then they said there's going to be earnable fall hair and makeup options, and I assume this is going to be with the dailies. So we have kind of learned over the past few weeks that what happened at first when we would get assigned a daily and it would say, something about a sheet of glass, and we would just go get a sheet of glass out of our chest and it would count. Now that doesn't seem to count. You have to actually, if you have 100 glass in your chest, you still have to make one more in the maker. Or if you have 100 yellow perch in your box and they ask for yellow perch, you still can't take one out of your box and get credit. You have to go catch the perch that day. I don't know. There's been a lot of confusion with the dailies, but it doesn't seem to be working anymore to just get things out of your storage and use them towards fulfilling the dailies. So whatever the dailies are, you'll have to figure out how to do them the day that they come out and get those points in case you want to use those points for any of the fall hair and makeup options, because that's probably how that's going to happen. Sitting on benches in Kilima, we already knew that was coming up because of the roadmap. And then the community event is going to be the Great Palian Potluck. So again, I am assuming this is going to involve everything you grow in your garden, fruits, vegetables, whatever edible things you pick out in nature. Also possibly all the meats that you get from hunting, and maybe even some of the things from your ranch, eggs, milk, honey, that kind of thing, mushrooms. So I'm sure that the potluck is also going to be harvest themed, since this is the harvest event. So just so everybody knows, so they can get ready for next Tuesday, maybe in advance you could start, doing some gardening if you haven't been. And then, of course, that beautiful Rapunzel outfit that they showed where your hair touches the ground is going to be for sale in the premium store. I hope it's not priced too high. Also, a landscape, and the landscape had Jack and the Beanstalk and Rapunzel's tower and things like that. It has a pumpkin carriage, so if you love Disney-themed or fairy tale-themed items, that might be a landscape you would like. And then it does sound like we'll be able to use Ormus as pets out in the world now. So that involves buying a license to drag your Ormu around, unless you bought the original license when it was on sale half price that lets you do all animals that you raise on your ranch as baby pets to take around in the world. Okay, then the big thing for me that I love is that we can get a different look to our mailbox and our sales bin. Everybody for 2 years has been saying, I wish the front of my house was not ruined by the look of that big orange sales bin, right in front, covering up my front door, my fence, anything beautiful I do with flowers, yada, yada. Yes, we all wish we could, move that sales bin, but we can't. It has to probably be on that exact spot on your plot or it won't work correctly. So it's probably not something that can be moved, nor should we want them to do that, because if they allowed us to do that, it would probably break it or break something else in the game. I'm talking about those flower bushes that we hope they got fixed. So the next best thing is if we could change the look. Even if we could just change the color of the sales bin, I'd have been happy. I could have made it green. It would blend into the grass. There'd be ways that you could camouflage it a little bit. Maybe someday in the future we'll get that ability. But right now what you can do is, if you like the look of a mimic, which is a Dungeons and Dragons trope, it is the little chest that looks like it's going to bite your hand off when you open it. Some people have those as pets now. So you can now make your sales bin look like that, and I'm sure I probably will, just to have a different sales bin. I don't even care if it's a mimic. And then that really cute wool, like WOL, like as in Wolpertinger, the wool owl mailbox. So it's so cute, and its eyes are closed, and then when you get mail, its eyes are open and its face is all expressive, and woo, you've got mail, So definitely got to have that mailbox. It'll just be so nice to have a different mailbox and sales bin. So I'm very excited about that part. All right, so here we go again. It is Halloween, and it is the candy eating festival this weekend. So let me see what I've got. I got these out of my box. Oh, I'm going to eat one of these green ones, and I'll eat a blue one. I'm going to eat this purple one. I'll eat an orange one, and I'm even going to eat some of these candied coconuts. Now, you can't say I didn't do my part. I've started on the candy eating, and we'll continue to do that all weekend. All right, please like and subscribe. Please ring that bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And thank you so much to everyone who is trying to help us through this very, very difficult time and this transition to a new channel name. So we want to welcome you to Byron Lance Games, and I hope that we'll see everybody back and we'll get back to where we were soon. Someday. Please like and subscribe and ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next one.